Here, the part institutions, I want to give special attention to Multinational Foundation with Ed Rojas. And of course, through their gift with Bernie, who was the wind beneath our links, without which we can do nothing. And then we have others that you can look here. Our corporate members are RI Chemical, the father and daughter are here, Manila and Carolina, and of course, Bounty Agri-Ventures. They do Chooks to Go, etc., with Rasmus Perez and our friend Gerald Calapio. And here are our individual members. Our members are committed to this, and through them we continue. But we intend to have more members very soon. Okay. Having said that, we now go to the topic for today. The topic today, of course, is the solar-powered irrigation system. For you that seem to notice, we have, of course, Ramon Uy, and Ramon Uy is one of the most valuable members of our group, and he walks his talk. And in fact, yesterday I was in the Department of Agriculture the whole afternoon, following up on a meeting that's supposed to take place between the Assistant Secretary and him, with a conversation between the Undersecretary and the Assistant Secretary, and Ramon and us, and this is supposed to carry on the good work he's doing. Among the many things it does, of course, is the solar-powered irrigation system. He just told me that the National Irrigation System has sent people to talk to him to already design some things for a portable solar system, which doesn't exist in this country. And we'll hear about that. But I'd like to talk to you a bit about Ramon Uy. He will tell us a bit how he got into this area, as we do with all our speakers. But I want to say that he is the founder of RI Foundry that has caused ripples, in his town, in his province, in his region, and want to be nationwide. And we'll hear more about that. He's a staunch advocate of organic agriculture and Pandayan and Bayan. And most importantly, this irrigation, we have to use new things. And he sponsored it, and 2 secretaries of agriculture sponsored his advocacy already. And the incoming Secretary of Agriculture, which you will know it, it's my commitment that the National Irrigation Authority speaker, who was here both times, the head, that he'll talk to Ramon soon to follow up this talk here. But the fact that they spent time and already contacted Ramon Uy, which means they're in touch. We just want to make sure it's cemented properly. So actually, Ramon is actually someone we all admire, because he spends his own money helping people, and his inventions are spreading and all that. And it's really for small farmers and fishfolk. And he thinks we should get away from this old style of big irrigation and chemicals, etc., and do what will really help the farmers. And he's really on the ground. He's helped a lot of people, and different provinces have unveiled of his technology. So without much further ado, I give you Ramon Uy. Ramon Uy, actually, just a couple of things. Say a few minutes about how you got into it, why you're passionate about it, and later on how we in the audience can help. And the audience is not just the audience now, but Tuksho now it's free. Many people come. Understand about 600 come, every month. 600 different people, not the same people, right? Okay, so Ramon, thank you for coming. Please take it away.
Thank you, Ernie. Good morning, everyone. I'll be talking about the irrigation system now. So may I present some slides for you? Of course, solar-powered irrigation system, enhancing agricultural sustainability. Current challenges in rural agriculture. Rural farmers in the Philippines face numerous challenges, including limited access to electricity and water scarcity. These challenges hinder agricultural productivity and sustainability. Addressing this issue is crucial for the long-term development of rural farming communities. The implementation of solar-powered irrigation system offered sustainable solution to the challenges faced by rural farmers. By harnessing solar energy, farmers can power irrigation system and overcome the limitation posed by traditional electrical sources. This system ensures a reliable and efficient water supply for agricultural purposes. The solar power irrigation system integrates solar panel technology with irrigation system, allowing farmers to power the irrigation pump using solar energy. It provides cost saving by reducing dependency on expensive fuel-based electricity. Additionally, it promotes environmental sustainability by reducing carbon emission. Moreover, the system enhances crop yields through consistent and efficient water supply, leading to improved livelihood for rural farmers. These are the more than 138 solar powered irrigation system we had implemented all over the Philippines. The first one is in Pandayan. The first one we did was in Manubuan, in Cotabato. No? That's what the first one we did. And it is around 1 kilometer away from the MILF camp. So we're able to power the irrigation system in that area. We did also in San Fabian, Pangasinan. We irrigated around 10 hectares. I think it is more than 10 hectares now. San Quintin, Pangasinan. DAR, SPIS project, Dakop, Norte, Bani, Pangasinan. In Region 2, we have San Ignacio, in San Juan, Ilagan, Isabela, Namukayan, Santo Niño, Cagayan Valley. You will notice that the beneficiaries are initially 40 to 50 farmers, but I think as of now, it had increased already. Then we have the Scandaba, Pampanga. And one of our biggest is the Caridad Llanera, Nueva Ecija. It is the biggest solar powered irrigation system in the Philippines as of now. It's a 45 horsepower pump. It generates around 1,680 cubic meter per day. We also have the same irrigation system in Sawat, Kamiling, Tarlac, and at Nabua, Bicol region. So we did also in water system in Barangay Oringao, Kabangkalan, Negros Occidental, 250 household. Also, solar powered irrigation system in Barangay Tabukon, Kabangkalan City for drinking, no, household level. Solar powered water system in Gihulngan, Negros Oriental. Barangay Bato, Hinigaran, Negros Occidental. Patnungon, Antique. We have Manatad, Antipas, Cotabato. Biangan, Malungan, Sarangani. Nasi, Surala, South Cotabato. Ulang Lupa, Mlang, North Cotabato. Alma Perez, Mlang, Cotabato. Manubuan, Matalam, North Cotabato. It only takes 4 to 6 months to set up the technology. It's only a one-time investment. Setting up SPIS can add one additional cropping season every year. Therefore, it significantly increases the income of the farmers. This is the schematic diagram. You get the water from the sump, it will be pumped to the concrete tank, and it will be delivered by gravity. This is the design of the sump. It is under the water, no? So if there is any flooding, it will not be affected by the flooding. This is the visual top design, top picture. So this is the lower part of the solar power. You will notice that there is an aluminum structure down there to make it more efficient. This is the farm that has been irrigated. This is the schematic diagram of the submersible pump. And for example, if the budget is 6 million for 30 hectares, we use around 7.5 horsepower with accessories. So it's around 76 cubic meter per hour or 532 cubic meter per day. So we use a Bisol from Slovenia, the solar panels, and we use a well pump from Belgium. This is the costing. It's quite small, no? Anyway, we will provide this is the payback. This is the income projection that we have made. For non-irrigated, the assumption would be, for example, 60 cabans at 45 kilos per caban. It's 2,700, assuming that they're selling it at 18 pesos. The gross per cropping is only 48,600. If we put a shore irrigated system, it will increase more or less to 80 kabans. That is a very conservative computation at 45 pesos per kaban. It's 3,600 times 18. You'll have 64,800 gross times 2.5 cropping per year at 262,000 income for the farmers. 162 minus 48,000, you'll be increasing the income of the farmer by more or less 113,000. So 162 minus 48, 113 times 30 hectares, that's 3.4 million. So in 2 years' time, the investment is already, the return on investment is in 2 years' time only. Solar power electricity can be designed to include also water purification and filtration unit. Of course, we'll add some additional expenses to that. This ensures that the water used for irrigation household is clean and safe for drinking as well. In areas where access to clean drinking water is limited, this can be a life-saving benefit for the household. Solar power irrigation can play a vital role in empowering rural farmers, promoting sustainable agriculture in the Philippines, addressing water scarcity, reducing irrigation costs, and enhancing crop yield. This system offers a sustainable and cost-effective solution to rural farming communities. Let us work together to create a brighter and greener future for rural farmers. Thank you. That's about all. I'm open for open forum. I think I allocated more time for open forum for any question that you may want to ask.
Yeah, that's great. Wow. Let me ask a few questions, then we're gonna have the open forum. As you know, we're businessmen here, but before I do that, just two questions, Ramon. First of all, give us a few minutes. How did you get into this? How did you get into loving agriculture?
Actually,
Did you
during the time of Secretary Pino, he had around 350, I think, solar powered project in all over the Philippines, and we're able to get a few. And I could simply say that we're the only supplier that had finished all our projects all over the Philippines, including the DAR. Because it was a challenge initially, because the cost that was given is the same budget all over the Philippines. There were challenges in Kalinga area, wherein it's very difficult to get water. But the ideal thing here about this irrigation is it better would be to draw water from the excuse me, draw water from the river. No? It's quite easy to draw the water from the river, and we should always first thing first, we should always use a surface water before using the underground water. So that is the preference. And when Secretary Piñol requested us to be part of the suppliers, the first project we had is in Manubuan. That is where I mentioned earlier that is near the camp of the MILF, and we're able to generate power. And actually, we lose money there in Manubuan, but I told my people in Manubuan that as soon as the water comes out from the pump, and you will see people jumping around. I told my guy, bayad na tayo, kahit logi tayo, pero I think we're already amply paid by the joy that and the happiness that we're able to bring to those people in the area. So I think the essence of this is for farmers to really benefit from this kind of technology.
Yes, what you know is that when you contribute, it's really helping others have a better life, which you have here. Let me ask some financial questions, and we'll have the open forum. In the NEDA, when they approve projects, the hurdle rate is sometimes 15 or 20%. Your return on investment is 50%. I mean, it's 50%.
Yeah.
After years after that, it's it's so high, right?
Actually, it's conservative. Yeah. The computation is very conservative, because it's only around from 60 to 80. You could even reach 120. Because if you properly manage your water, you have more yield. No? Unlike if you are rain-fed, you cannot control the water that comes into your farm. So whereas if you have a proper water management, you could even increase your yield more than 80 kabans per hectare. I think, as per our experience, in Manubuan people, they were able to reach 120 kabans per hectare already. by using the irrigation system that we installed. So,
So not
go ahead.
only is the ROI so high, I mean it's so high. I haven't seen this irrigation
And
system.
and the impact there, no, the impact of of course that is just an assumption. No? For example, if the price went up to 20, it will be even earlier, no. But if the price is 16 pesos, so it will be. But what we're trying to say here is the yield of the farmers is immediately increased, no, without it's a given already that it will increase tremendously. And other than that, in 2 years' time, you will have 5 croppings. Unlike in rainfed, you only 1 crop a month, a year. So if you have irrigation system, you could have 2.5 cropping per year. So that is where the increase is. It's the cropping, it's the income of the farmers in a year.
So 2 points. One, return. It's higher, double other irrigation systems, right? I'm okay. Then the other point is this. The average irrigation from small to big is 500,000 to 1 million. Yours is only 200,000. Am I correct? 1 hectare, 200,000 cost only.
Yeah,
to irrigate.
yeah, cheap. Yeah, that's right.
So it's double the rate at half the cost, which means it's 4 times better than what we see. Right? Okay, so let's open the floor. I mean, we're businessmen. We look at financials. Now repeat.
And the good thing about this, Ernie, is the water is just in the river. It goes down to the sea without being used. So if you use that, it's free, no? Or it's free. The water is free.
And then in addition to what he's producing it, and as you see, it's all over the country. And I said he delivers, others don't. And finally, we're talking, I'll repeat, 4 times, right? Because it's half the cost and double the return. So that's 4 times. So let's open it up. Not to mention later on, you talked about his own invention, which is being asked by NIA itself, which will be the first in the country, right? So it will be small, portable, fantastic. So let's open the floor. Vivian, please help us by calling the people. Please raise your hand. And then we'll call, after the hands are raised, we'll call others who want to speak, who have not raised their hands, right? So raise your hand first. And then after that, we'll ask for others to speak. And after that, we'll do the chat box. Vivian, so please start calling people who raise their hands, please.
Ernie, may I ask while waiting?
Please, Bernie, please, go ahead.
Yeah. Ramon, my question is, how come the other suppliers were not able to complete their projects?
Actually, it's a challenging project because it is in the rural areas. So there are a lot of challenges. Like, for example, one challenges we had was the design of the solar power. Sometimes the design of the engineers from the government is different from what you are trying to design. I'll give you one example here in Region 6. The pump, one of the engineers wants to have the pump lying down. I mean, horizontal. So we had a lot of argument because I told them, what's the rationale of having the pump horizontal? He said that because even if the water is shallow, it could still draw water. So we told them that it's not feasible because once you put off the pump, the residue will be staying inside the pump and it will ruin the pump. And other than that, if you draw water horizontally, there is a resistance in bringing it up. So the ideal thing would be to have it vertical design. So we had a lot of argument over that. And another challenge is like, for example, in Bicol, no? We were suggesting that the panel should be in the most lowest part of the farm. But we said that we were going to put the panel above the tank. So we have a lot of arguments. So, but we cannot do anything. So we follow their suggestion. Because I told them that Bicol is a typhoon heated area every year. But they don't want to listen, so we follow what they did. And as soon as the typhoon came, all the panels were So those are some of the challenges. Of course, some of the farmers, you have to pass through their property, you have to make some arrangements. And although the regional engineers will tell you that, oh, it's already okay, you can pass, but the farmers will just hold this bolo and say, you cannot pass here. So we have to make some, those are some of the challenges that we face. But nonetheless, we strive to talk to the farmers, we explain to them that this is for your benefit and so on. So I think that's one of the reasons that we're able to finish our project. And of course, one of the reasons that I want really to finish my project is my father had been telling me before that he said that, Ramon, it's better to lose money than lose face. So I'd rather lose money than not to finish the project that I was given to. So it's more important to me than the money. Of course, money is important, but at the end of the day, it's still the honor and the integrity that you're trying to project.
So at least, Ramon, the other problems does not include naman mga ghost projects.
Wala.
Yung talagang walang nangyari. Talagang walang ginawa.
I cannot speak for the others, no, but as for me, we even have one in Batanes, you know. And going to Batanes, it will cost you 12,000 for the plane fare. But the project is very small. It's only 650,000 pesos. But we can still finish the project. I mean, it's our call that it's our fault that we get the project, so we have to finish it, regardless of what's the consequence.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Bernie. Vivian, would you like to call people now?
All right, sir. Miss Victoria Yu, kindly, ano po, raise
Yes.
your concern, question. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Uy. I would just like to ask, our source of water po kasi is the Laguna Lake.
Oh,
Pwede ho ba yun?
sure, why not? No?
Opo.
Yeah.
And there
How
is
far-
the 85 hectares that I mentioned earlier. This is parang kalat-kalat po kasi, no? It's not in just one area. Ang medyo one area is around 30 hectares. What do you recommend po? Isang area po ba muna? Yung medyo, it's like one big areas with different owners po kasi ito.
I think the best way is for us to go and see the place before we
Opo.
do the recommendation, kasi mahirap mag-recommend hindi natin nakita.
Okay,
other than
okay, sir.
Kung ano siya, kung Laguna, pwede kasi we have now a new model of pump wherein it's we call it waste pump, no? Yung waste pa na pump. So kahit madumi yung tubig, kaya niya iakyat. So it's a little bit expensive, but it will last longer than the ordinary pump that we're installing now for clean water. So how far is that from the lake?
It's very near the lake po, sir. I cannot specifically say how far the exact.
So how yung height niya from the lake mataas ba? Hindi naman.
Hindi naman po. Hindi naman po.
Hindi naman siguro mahirap. All we have to, I think, is draw water from the lake, put a tank there, and deliver it sa gravity na lang.
Yes, sir. Most probably ganun po. Kasi what they are using right now is the pump. And the pump is the diesel pump. So,
Wow.
so kawawa po talaga farmer. Wala po silang nauuwing pera. So, nag-give up na po sila. Kakaawa rin naman po. So, I hope we can do something about it, sir. And I hope you can send somebody. I don't know how lang po. And also, this is segue, sir. Sir Ernie,
Yes.
we don't know where to find funds for this, sir. And honestly, I'm just trying to help the small farmers. But wala naman po kaming pondo. So hindi ko po alam. Saan po kami pwedeng lumapit?
I think one.
Yes.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Ernie.
Okay. My commitment today is that while the undersecretary has resigned and the assistant secretary is still there, is they'll talk to Ramon about these other things. But for this one, we're gonna get to Gillian, no? Now, Gili and Nia has a big budget. As a matter of fact, of the 184 billion that they're gonna get next year, it used to be only about 110, right? A lot of it will about 30 to 40 billion will be irrigation. That's called government funded. Now, in addition to that government funding, we'll talk about that kind of thing, no? When you talk to Mr. Gillian. Aside from that, there's of course the banks, and we can help you with the banks. Yeah, but we need to do the feasibility study. And finally, there's private sector. Are you saying there's no private sector money, right? So we got to go to either the government or the land bank. And for the land bank, we need a feasibility study and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, call me later and we'll talk about it in more depth. Now, my number
Yes,
for you
sir.
to know, I'll give the number, then Ramon will take over. And for everyone
Yes,
who
sir.
wants to know, no? 0917 792 0848. I'll repeat, no, everyone listening. 0917 792 0848. We want to tell you that Mr. Gillian is probably among the best there is in the country, and he's very committed. And Ramon is probably not among the best, maybe he's the best in the country. But not yet met. So we're gonna make sure.
Yes.
No, we're gonna make sure they meet. And we talk about people like you who know these farmers are really losing money, and this solar is important, correct? Okay. And so I leave with that. Now, Ramon, would you like to answer a question? They have no money, what do they do?
Anyway, my suggestion would be we'll go to your place and
Yes, sir.
have evaluated. Wala namang bayad yan.
Ay, salamat po, sir. Opo. So,
Then,
how do we get in touch with you, sir?
I'll give you my number. I think my
Okay
number
po.
will be given later. No? Anyway,
Okay, sige po.
Yeah, what-
survey.
Ramon-
Yeah.
Ramon, can you give the number now while people are listening globally? What is your number? Can you give it right now verbally?
Okay, 0917 300 2283. 0917 300 2283.
Okay, thank you,
Right.
sir. Thank you,
I
sir.
repeat for everyone, 0917 300 2288. You know, Ramon's very nice. I mean, a lot of
2283.
2283, sir. 2283.
2283.
I'm sorry. Oh, repeat. 0917 300 2283.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, yeah. Okay, but I like to say that others give their office numbers. He's giving his cell number. No, that's very nice. And he might get calls from abroad. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
So just contact us. I'll send my guy there and have it, yung, siguro magkita sa Manila, from Manila, kung sunduin mo siya, better, hindi tayo titingnan nila. Then
Yes,
we'll
sir.
start with, titingnan natin kung saan. Importante kasi yung survey.
Yes,
From
sir.
there,
Yes, sir.
with the budget, so that kung hingi ka ng budget sa NIA o
Opo.
meron kang amount na hinihingi kasi
Opo.
tatanungin ko magkano kailangan kung hindi natin alam. So magpa-survey tayo, wala namang bayad yan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It so happens that the NIA Region 4A office is located exactly in our town, in Pila, Laguna. Opo. So,
Maganda yan.
makatulong yan. Opo.
Sige.
Sige po.
Sabay tayo kung gusto nila, sabay tayo i-connect sa kanila, sabay tayo mag-survey para
Sige po. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can do that naman.
Na
Yes, I can
sabay
do that.
sila kasi kung nandiyan sila, at least ma-accept natin kaagad kung may budget. We'll try to come up with the figure na kung magkano hihingi niya sa kanila. By the way, ang aming irrigation system, yung delivery namin, it's deep tubo, no? It's DPA na tubo. We don't use open canal kasi open canal masyadong weight yan eh. So, little bit expensive, but ang tubo kasi ibaon mo siya. Mas maganda may control mo yung tubig. Maglagay na yung mga bulbs kung saan ka mag-feed ng water. At
Okay,
saka
sir.
gamitin natin no? Para walang
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, Vicky would like to say this now. It's your first time, welcome. But let's look at this. It can be a model for other people. There are so many people who need this. They're using diesel, losing money and all that. So we look at this, and if it works, it will be a model for many others to.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Look at it carefully. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Vivian, can you call the next?
All right, sir. Thank you, Miss Vicky. Before I call the next person to ask the question po, May I ask those participants po na under the name of iPhone? Sorry po, tatlo po kasi yung iPhone na participant. Baka po pwedeng pa-rename po yung inyong um, ano po ninyo, names po ninyo para ma-address po namin kayo properly. Thank you very much po. Anyways, moving forward po, Sir Leonie Montemayor, welcome back, sir, and pwede nyo na po i-relay yung question nyo. Thank you po.
I'd like to introduce you, Federation.
Yeah, maraming
Mr.
salamat.
Montemayor. Yeah,
Ramon,
Mr. Mayor.
maayong aga.
Aga. Gusto ka na?
And
Congratulations, ha?
congratulations to Ernie and
Anniversary.
the foundation for sponsoring this particular forum. This is a very important discussion we're having now. And we look forward also to discussing how do we go forward from here. Because I believe that the technology, it's not yet, well, totally perfect, Ramon, no? So anyway, my first question is, how do you try to bring together the positive features of Israeli solar-powered irrigation technology and marry it with your own? Because I recall that when I talked to Secretary Piñol a while back, ang sabi sa akin ni Manny, meron siyang proposal noon together with an Israeli-based company mag-set up ng nationwide SPIS, solar powered irrigation system nationwide. Unfortunately, he said the proposal was batted down by the economic team of President Duterte at that time. Nevertheless, I think they were able to set up the initial experimental system. Was it in Lumban, Laguna, using the Israeli technology? But I think this is, Ramon, ang pagkaintindi ko rito, parang canal system solar power, pero canal. And then, during the time of Manny Piñol as Secretary of DA, DA was able to finance quite a number of systems nationwide. I think Ramon mentioned of the 300 plus, baka mga kalahati nun, baka DA no?
Lahat. It's the funded actually. Manny Piñol was the one who funded it. Yung credit sa kanya talaga yan.
Yes, but in your own case, Ramon, you did, I think right now, the biggest SPIS in Llanera, Nueva Ecija. You're using, for example, pipes. So, I'd like to find out, Ramon, ano yung mga features, main features ng Israeli technology, halimbawa? At saka yung sa'yo naman, and how do you try to bring this together to maximize the technologies?
Actually, I'm not familiar with the Israeli, but I think they're pushing for the fertigation. Yung ilalagay na yung...
Yes, correct.
I'm sorry, I'm not for that, no. Ang aking ito is, I have already made 134 solar powered all over the Philippines. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi tayo maghingi ng tulong sa Israel, no. Kaya naman natin ito no. Why do we always have to look for somebody to help us? Why don't we do it ourselves? We have the capability. We have a lot of engineers here in NIA and so on na kayang gawin yan. Bakit tayo, it's really unfortunate for us to every now and then na manghingi tayo sa ibang nasyon ng tulong na kaya naman natin gawin. Ang masama sana nito kung yung aking ginawa hindi umaandar. Dapat patulong tayo sa Israel. It's running well. As a matter of fact, when Secretary Piñol brought the Israeli to Llanera and they went around the design that we made, they were impressed with the design. Kaya nagtataka nga ako, bakit pa tayo? It's really funny kasi parang ang nangyayari, hindi tayo believe sa sarili natin, kaya hindi tayo uunlad. It's very unfortunate. I'm not saying that we don't have to ask from them yung kailangan, but ginawa na natin You mentioned about Lumban. Lumban is experiment. Ang aming ginawa is all over the Philippines already. Different setting. Different people we're gonna meet from north to south. Bakit pa tayo humingi? Mag-allocate na lang tayo ng budget. Tayong gumawa. Ngayon meron akong narinig na China is going to propose another how many billion silang gagawa. I mean, you allocate 10 billion ng pera, marami na tayo ma-install all over the Philippines. Hindi ko sinasabi na local yung design, but yung yung equipment is imported also from Belgium. Kasi ang ating ginawa, we see to it that we use high quality na mga equipment. Hindi ko naman sinasabi yung China hindi maganda, but yung Belgium maganda yon, Germany, and yung aming Bisol kasi Slovenia yun no? It's very ang efficiency na masyado mataas. So yun lang aking take, no? I think I'm really sorry na. Kasi I was also requested during that time sa Llanera, yung nag-blessing, na kung gusto daw nila ng Israeli mag-partner sa kami. Sabi ko sa engineer doon na lumapit sa akin, sabi ko, hindi ba umaandar yung akin? Tingnan lang natin kung umaandar o hindi. In a sarcastic way, sinabi ko. Bakit pa tayo Sabi niya, kung pwede raw akong gagawa, design ng Israel. Sabi ko, kung halimbawa, pumayag ako, tapos nag-install kami, tapos hindi umandar, kanino kasalanan? Design ba o yung gumawa? Magtuturoan lang yan. So,
Yeah, Mon, kami rin when I talked to Manny Piñol about a month or so ago, ang rough estimate namin we have about 1.5 million hectares of uplands na rainfed yan, so one cropping a year lang. Especially for rice, talaga yan, sahod ulan But the potential is there if we introduce solar-powered systems. Kasi magkakaroon ng second cropping. And then hindi lang palay ang pwedeng tanim diyan, pwedeng mais, pwedeng vegetables, di ba? Ang daming possibilities dito. So the farmer can diversify his cropping and earn more. Kasi kung puro rice lang itatanim, siyempre may limit yung kanyan yung pwedeng kitain diyan. So we have that potential to irrigate 1.5 million. Currently unutilized during the dry months. And then in the case of the NIA, ang estimate din namin, I also talked to Admin Gillian about this. Ang sabi ni Admin Gillian, kahit na they have these national systems, di ba? They use big dams to provide water in the irrigated areas. Yung nasa dulo daw ng NIA national systems, marami doon hindi na napapatubigan. Kasi by the time the water reaches the far-flung canals, wala na ubos na yung tubig. Estimate po rito ay 200,000 hectares, which can be serviced using the SPIS. So ang potential po nito, additional 1.7 million hectares.
Very true.
Di ba? So yung pong situation sa ngayon, to give us a sense of the scope, the potential scope, of course libre, walang fuel costs, diba? One time installation course, but over maybe sabi mo Ramon 2 years or 3 years bawi na and then maintenance lang siguro ng equipment, but the rest is tubo na po yan. So ang laki po ng savings in terms of fuel imports, not to mention the care for the environment, diba? Kasi di ka gagamit ng petroleum-based fuel and so on. So, ang next question ko, Mon, is that yung proposal ni ni Manny Piñol na hindi suportahan ng economic team because of some financing, I think, guarantee issues. By the way, our group, the Federation of Free Farmers, is celebrating its 70th anniversary tomorrow. And one of the proposals or recommendations we have made to the president, who will be coming, is to announce that he wants to have a nationwide solar-powered irrigation system. Now, as to who will actually carry it out, there is one gentleman, Mr. Oscar Violago. By the way, si Oka, siya po yung nag-conceptualize nung Kaseknan irrigation tunnel diversion system in Central Luzon way back in the, I think, late 1980s. And he was able to bring in water, I think, from Nueva Vizcaya rivers. Dinaan niya sa, I believe it's a 30-kilometer or 40-kilometer underground tunnel system. So na ano niya, nadagdagan niya yung tubig sa Pantabangan Dam Reservoir. Prior to that, the irrigation component of Pantabangan was not fully utilized kasi kulang na kulang yung tubig na pumapasok. Not to mention, of course, the power generation element in that Pantabangan Dam. Kasi dual po yung Pantabangan eh. Irrigation, principally for Central Luzon, and then power generation, kuryente. And I think that system now was sold to First Gen, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Pero yung irrigation component, hawak pa rin ng NIA. So that was the baby of si Oka. So kumbaga may track record na siya. Pati yung Wawa potable water Wawa Dam project in Montalban, which adds significant supply to the needs of Metro Manila residents. Siya rin po nag-design nun together with Enrique Razon. Okay. So anyway, so may track record si Oka, and he wants to in fact he has already talked to si Admin Gillian in the same manner. I believe that Mon, you have talked to the NIA administrator, si Eddie Gillian, and in general si Admin is very supportive, without necessarily picking. Should it be the Israeli technology? Should it be the Ramon T.O.Y. di ba? Foundry technology. And maybe it should be both kasi ang laki naman ng ang laki ng universe to be covered by this system. So maybe try part of it, Mon, kung ano yung kaya mo na with, so of course, proper funding support, Land Bank or DBP or, di ba, from the NIA budget. And then kung mahanap, if the Israelis offer their own financing, we can perhaps map out, Ernie, no? Saan ang areas na pagtutulungan para ma-maximize po yung completion po ng irrigation systems nationwide. So ganun po sigurong approach. But the first thing that we want the government to do is make the policy announcement or decision that government, especially through the president, will really push solar-powered systems. Di ba? Una yung policy. And then yung how to carry out that policy, ididirect siyempre si Admin Gillian, whoever will be the new DA Secretary. We also expect yung presidente po ng Land Bank, si Lynette Ortiz, to be present tomorrow. So yun, Land Bank, you better do something about this. Hindi lang yung pinupondohan ninyo, real estate development. Di ba? The bulk of the funding of Land Bank is not really going to agriculture eh. O bakit ito hindi natin pagbigyan ito, yung solar power system? So yan po ang state of play sa ngayon, Ernie. So that we are asking for the president a declared policy or direction to really push this solar powered. And then this where all the capable entrepreneurs like Ramon here, and perhaps some external groups that are willing to provide initial financing, like the I forgot the name of that Israeli company, that it could be the same group that was working with Manny Piñol. So yun, Ernie, this is very important, this particular forum. Kasi sana if we can also bring in our local investors, di ba? There's money to be made here kasi ang bilis ng dito, recovery mo ng investment. And the positive impact on agriculture will be tremendous at minimal cost, both to government financing, minimal cost to climate, di ba? Ang laki pa ng peace dividends ito, Ramon, no? Kasi I'm sure meron kaya tinayo ng mga projects sa Muslim areas in Mindanao. Tuwan-tuwa sila kaya sabi mo kahit nalugi ka, yung psychic satisfaction mo, bawi na yung pagod sa gastos.
Pag nakatawa yung farmer, galing yun. Anyway, I have to give credit to Secretary Piñol for starting this solar powered irrigation system. Talagang siya nag-umpisa rito. Ang atin lang take dapat ang tingin ko dapat ipabudgetan talaga ito, daan siguro sa linya, hindi tayo kailangan kasi mahirap yung magpa-financing, matagal pa yan If the president would say na sige mag-allocate tayo dyan ng initially about 10 billion, then pinakamagandang lagyan muna yung mga rivers. Kasi yan ang open space, tsaka yan ang para kumbaga ng hanging fruit na yan, you know. Paglagay mo sa along the river, immediately yung mga rainfed na area na makinabang, malaking impact agad eh, no? Yung ganun mga
Saka, Mon, ang bilis ng panito ng pag-carry out kasi as you mentioned, 3 to 4 months, nakatayo ka na ng ano.
Lang, no? Kung maganda ang planning natin, kung maganda
Yeah.
yung planning natin, 3 to 4 months takbo na siya, you know? So, of course,
So
yung
kung
mga civil
tinitignan natin
work-
El Nino, kwan ba? El Nino measures is one of them.
civil works lang actually medyo matagal ng konti kasi yung gagawa ka ng sump, no? Pero ngayon ideal sana mag-install ngayon kasi punta tayo sa summer, you know? Kasi
Yeah.
kung
Saka
tayo
if we continue relying on big dams, alba Halaor in Iloilo, 10 taon na yan siguro mahigit o diyan sa Balog-Balog sa Tarlac. Siguro more than 20 years na yan, hindi pa rin tapos hanggang ngayon.
saka maganda yung
Saka
ano yung sa
ang mahal ng mga overruns na sa gastos.
sa river, ang maganda sa river yun eh. Nasasayang lang yung tubig papunta sa ocean eh. So dapat kunin natin yun, saka irrigate natin. No?
Yeah.
Kahit
Kahit yung mga
mataas.
areas, Ernay na kwan, Ramon, areas na
Dami.
sobrang tubig, perhaps there can be a flood control component that will involve water impounding, and then that will be tapped by the solar power system. So hindi rin nasasayang yung
Let me say
floodwaters.
this.
Yeah.
Let me say this. We want to congratulate Johnny because he's getting the president himself to go to their 70th anniversary tomorrow. And Leonie, as far as I'm concerned, is the most outspoken, competent spokesperson, really fantastic. And we will follow him where he leads us, right? But Leonie, you're seeing the president tomorrow. I'm committing here so that people globally can hear. We have only 10 minutes left. That will make sure that Ramon talks to Administrator Gillian immediately. And Leonie, when you talk to the president, you can mention that. I also, of course, I'm in touch with Mr. Gulago and all that stuff. So I think, Leonie, your point's well taken. We will follow you where you lead, Mr. Leonie. You're doing great stuff for the farmers. Okay, so to enable...
One more point.
Yeah.
Admin Gillian will be
that.
there tomorrow. And Manny Piñol. So we have the old gang there. And I'll make sure that I'll mention also Ramon.
Excellent. Okay, we have 1 hour left. After that, we have 1 more hour, but it won't be on global video anymore. So we'll give others a chance to talk, right? Okay, and then at 9 o'clock, we stop this and we continue with other people, right? Okay, Vivian, can you call someone else, please, before we end in 10 minutes?
All right, Sir Ernie. Thank you po, Sir Yoni. Sir Ray Canglion, please. Thank you po.
Hello. Okay. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Congratulations, Mono, for such presentation and project. First, my comment, no. As an engineer, I know your sentiment, Mon. As an engineer, me as an engineer, that solar powered irrigation system is not a rocket science. That's simple electrical, mechanical, and any engineer in this country can do that. No, it's not that simple. So I don't know why people are tapping foreigners for that. Second is now that I've watched in the TV the Senate hearing on irrigation, and Mr. Gillian mentioned, or the group of NEA mentioned, that very low completion of irrigation projects in the country, below 50%, I think below 20%, no? So what if, for example, if this is a comment, if the president will push through with the solar powered, and what will happen to the existing projects of irrigation which are below 20%? I don't know if they have to shift to solar powered technology. So that's a question for me. And lastly, my comment. Then lastly, Mon, is in your presentation, your project involves minimum of 15 farmers and about maximum of 60 farmers, no? In your presentation. My question is, in how many of your projects you involve cooperatives of farmers, or are you dealing also with direct simple farmer, or what is the minimum hectareage you have to have installed that solar power in order for it to be profitable? That's
Okay. Yeah, Ramon will answer this, after which we'll end the formal session and we'll continue for 1 more hour. So Ramon, please answer, then we stop the formal session and continue the informal session later. Please answer the question, Ramon.
Actually, it's the cooperative. Actually, we're dealing with the Department of Agriculture in the region, and they're the one that talking to the cooperative, to the beneficiaries. No? So we don't talk directly to the beneficiary. They're the one who identified the area initially. Then we install the solar-powered irrigation system. In Manubuan, I think initially it's supposed to irrigate only 15 hectares, but we were able to irrigate around 45 hectares. Because we use this piping. In open canal, it's more a lot of water is wasted now. So we use HDPE pipes to use so that we could manage properly the water. No? Unlike the open canal, it's regarding your question about the existing project of NIA, I think it does not. It's a different area that we're trying to talk about. If you're going to talk about the rivers, it's already a given that we should put initially. We should put the solar power irrigation system in the area near the river. Those farms that are rain-fed in the rivers, because they're using diesel pump, we should replace that with a solar powered irrigation system. So the farmers will save a lot in the fuel costs. That is one area that we should do. No? For areas that have in a river, we could, maybe they have a lake or what, like Manubuan, they have a holding lake in that area. That's where we put the irrigation system.
Yeah, Bon, I understand that one. Because there are 2 factors here. One, this is basically the solar powered installation system. And the other issue here is the water source. So that's another thing. So it could either be the source is a lake or a river or even an I don't know, underground water. So 2 issues here. The system, the solar powered system is there. No, is there. The critical one there is the panel, the durability of the panel. And the other one to be concerned or be considered in this project with the government is the source of the water, where the water will be coming from the lake, from the river, from the canal, etc. And there's something, the technology or the mechanical type or the electric mechanical in sourcing out that water to be fed into the rice fields will come in. So that's it. Thank you, Mon, for that.
Thank you, Mon. Would you like to have a last comment on the good points Ray has said? Because Abrat will close the regular forum, we'll proceed to the informal forum. Would you like to give some comments regarding the good points of Ray? Ramon.
Well, I think I have said a lot already. So we'll try to answer the next questions later. No?
Okay, the open forum, right? Okay. So 4 minutes ago. Yeah, thank you. Ramon, please.
First, we should really be doing it initially ourselves. No? I believe, as Ray had mentioned, we have a lot of engineers in the Philippines who could do this easily. No? There's no question that we could. All we need is a budget. All we need is the statement from the president, as Leone had said, that tomorrow is going to say that we're going to go into solar power irrigation and we're putting a budget. So that's it. Then we can start already surveying the area, which area is really that needs that kind of technology. And as soon as we have that survey, we'll take around maximum would be 2 months. We installed it. Maybe by the time El Nino comes in, we'll be already operating a lot of solar-powered irrigation system.
Yeah, fantastic, Ramon. As a matter of fact, our president said about today because he's heard all about you, and therefore we'll move on that fast. And thanks, Leonie, for that added impetus tomorrow. And congratulations on the 70th anniversary of the Federal Free Farmers. Wait, this having been said, we'll now give to the closing elements here, which is the announcement of the next week's seminar, the thank you note. Then we close the formal session. However, the informal session, has a lot of meat, and most of the time, everybody stays for that because we talk about action, follow-up action. All right. So Vivian, can we go to the closing points, which is of course the next week seminar, etc. Can you do that now, Vivian? Announce next week's seminar.
Yes, sir. Okay. But before that, sir, let me present po the certificate of appreciation for Sir Ramon Uy Sr. The Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation Incorporated, in partnership with management associations and its special partner institutions, senior special partner institution, and individual members, present the certificate of appreciation to Sir Ramon Uy Sr. for his invaluable support in the advocacy and promotion of agribusiness and countryside development, and for his commendable and unselfish services rendered to this foundation as our resource speaker today at the 40th weekly online meeting 2023 on the 24th day of October in Makati City, Philippines, signed by our chairman, Sir Ernie Ordonez, and our president, Julius Barcelona.
Thank you, Vivian. Actually, I want to say that more than that, he's gonna talk to Guillermo. We're gonna spread it with the help of Montemayor. Okay, yes, go ahead, Vivian.
For the next week's session po on the 31st of October, we will be having the 3 winners of agroengineering from GAIA or GAIA economics product design competition led by DLSU po. About the products po of the students, cultivate, clip and clap, clean and cap, and Jupiter. This will be on October 31st at 8 a.m. and to 9, and open forum up to 10 a.m. Thank you po. See you po next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. And that would close our formal forum. We'd like to say that next week we'll have the best minds of the young, but of course, this has to be put into practice the way Ramon Uy gets his genius into practice all over the country. So this is the science of the young people. It's part of our agribusiness foundation to transfer technology. We'll do all we can so that this thing is commercialized. On that note, I'd like to close the session and thank all of you. And now we'll proceed to the okay. Thank you very much. The Go session is finished.